a world where almost everything is shared, there are people you rarely see. No profile updates, no mirror selfies, no story every morning telling you what they ate, where they went, or how they feel. They exist quietly, almost invisibly, and yet they are everywhere. They scroll through their feed late at night, seeing faces they know, faces they don't, faces filtered, edited, smiling perfectly for a camera. But their own camera stays unused, not because they don't have memories, not because they don't have a life, but because they choose to live it differently. These are the people who never post their pictures, the ones whose accounts look empty, but whose lives are full. They don't announce their happiness. They don't document their sadness. They don't turn moments into content. They simply experience them, while others think, this would look good online. They think, this feels good right now. They are present in moments most people miss. The quiet sound of rain hitting the roof, the laughter that happens when no one's recording, the comfort of silence shared with someone who understands. Their memories aren't stored in the cloud, they're stored in the heart. Some people assume they're shy, others assume they're insecure, but that's not always true. Many of them are confident enough not to prove anything. They don't need likes to feel attractive. They don't need comments to feel valued. They don't need strangers to agree with their existence. They already know who they are. You won't see their face on your feed, but you might see their kindness in real life. They're the ones who listen while others talk, the ones who notice when you're not okay, the ones who show up when it matters, not for a photo, not for a post, but for you. They live in a world that constantly asks, show us, prove it, post it, and they quietly answer, no. For them, life isn't a performance, it's personal. They understand something many people forget. Not every moment needs an audience. Some moments are sacred, some feelings are private, some victories are meant to be celebrated quietly, and some pain is too real to turn into a caption. They've seen how easy it is for happiness to become pressure. Post once, and people expect more. Smile once, and people assume you're always okay. Share a success, and suddenly you're competing. So they step away, not from people, but from the noise. They know social media shows highlights, not reality. They know a smile can hide exhaustion. They know confidence can be staged. They know happiness can be edited. So instead of comparing their behind to someone else's highlight reel, they choose peace. They don't disappear. They just don't announce themselves. These are the people who go through battles you'll never know about. The ones who fall apart in silence. The ones who rebuild without witnesses. The ones who grow stronger without applause. They don't post about healing. They heal. They don't post about grinding. They work. They don't post about moving on. They move forward. While the world is busy watching, they're busy becoming. You might think they're inactive, but they're not. They're living life in real time. They're learning, failing, trying again. They're having conversations that aren't recorded, laughs that aren't uploaded, moments that exist only once, and that's enough. They don't chase trends. They don't follow algorithms. They don't feel pressured to be visible because they understand something deeply important. Your value is not measured by how often you're seen. Some of them used to post, used to care, used to check notifications, used to feel anxious over numbers, until one day they realized something felt wrong. They were smiling for others, but forgetting themselves. So they stopped, and in that silence, they found freedom. Freedom from expectations, freedom from comparison, freedom from pretending. Now, their joy is quieter, but it's real. Their sadness is deeper, but it's honest. Their life may look empty online, but offline, it's meaningful. They don't live to be remembered by strangers. They live to be remembered by the people who matter. They understand that some connections are stronger without proof, that love doesn't need a post, that friendship doesn't need a tag, that happiness doesn't need an audience. And maybe that's why they're misunderstood, because in a world that overshares, privacy looks strange, silence looks suspicious, absence looks like weakness, but it's not. It's strength. It takes courage to live without validation, to exist without constantly saying, look at me, to trust that your life matters, even when no one is watching. These people know that one day, screens will fade, accounts will disappear, and trends will be forgotten. But real memories, the kind you feel, will stay. They know that at the end of the day, what matters most isn't how many people saw your life, but how deeply you lived it. So if you know someone who never posts their picture, don't assume they're lonely. They might be the most grounded person you know. If you don't see their face online, don't assume they're missing out. They might be fully present where it counts. And if you are one of those people, the quiet ones, the unseen ones, the ones living off camera, know this. You don't need to prove your existence. You don't need to be visible to be valuable. You don't need to be posted to be real. Some of the most powerful lives are lived quietly. Some of the strongest people are the ones you never see online. And some of the most meaningful stories are never posted at all.